I'm Lish.
I'm D.
And this is...
Allow it.
Hey, D.
Hey, Lish.
What's going on, girl?
What's not going on, girl? And like I just said, my week has been a blur. I don't really remember what went on.
No.
Do you remember what went on?
No, I don't, actually. No. All I know is that
it
went. It came.
Yeah.
And it went.
I don't know
if I conquered it.
It conquered. That's what I said. I didn't say you conquered.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. It conquered.
It conquered. You look cute. You look cute, though. You wouldn't be able to tell at all that anything conquered you.
No.
Yeah, no. You look cute. I see you.
I see you too. I like it. Yeah, come on now.
What can we do?
See you doing bits.
Oh gosh. Thank you for your support, actually, guys, on the podcast last week. Everyone was like, oh, they wanted a bit more, they wanted us to talk more, and I'm like, you really don't want us to talk any more than we talk already.
No.
The fact, you know what's funny is the fact that we talk, even before the podcast, we spoke for a full hour on the phone just talking nonsense.
I know, that's
and then
true.
We still come to the podcast and talk again. And then when we leave, we're going to talk on the drive home.
Maybe I really do talk too much. I used to think I wasn't a talker.
But I think it depends on the person, maybe, that you're speaking to.
That is true.
Because sometimes I'm not, the conversation is very brief. If it's like my brothers and stuff, I'd be chopping their ears. They're sick of me.
Yeah, that's true. Asia and Lala will be,
exactly.
On the phone
there's certain people where I'm just like, my brothers are like, okay then D.
Oh, when they're trying to,
and I'm
girl,
like,
you don't get the hint.
These days I'm trying really hard, especially like with my eldest brother, because he's not a talker at all. So when I call him these days, I'm like, I try and keep it short and sweet. I'm always distracted though, because I want to tell him everything that's happened. I'm like, during the week, and I'm like, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened. But then in the end, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get distracted. Let me just focus on why I've called you. It's this, and that. And then he's like, okay, then, cool. And then after that, I still go on.
And he's just
and
like,
then, exactly,
all right.
yeah. And then I'm like, okay,
yeah,
then.
right. So, okay, yeah.
I know. He's like, all right, bye, D.
Bye, girl, bye.
Exactly, bye, D.
And then you're like, wait, hold on, one more thing.
Oh, exactly, no.
Yeah,
the girls have been tussling again this week. Will people ever sit down? Did you see the whole Lotto? Was it Lotto and Ice Spice?
Oh.
They haven't been around long enough to be tussling like that, to be honest.
The baby girls.
The baby girls are really tussling. Ice Spice is so cute. Did you see her and Baby Fat at the Grammys?
Yeah, she brought it back.
I know. She's so cute. She's adorable.
I'm like, was she even born when Baby Fat came out?
To be honest, I don't know. How old is she?
I don't know.
We're so old.
Speaking of being old.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. You know what we should talk about today?
What should we talk about today?
What are the things that you wish you knew in your 20s?
Actually,
5 things. Let's talk about 5 top
things that I wish I knew in my 20s. These are things that I say I wouldn't want anything to change, because like everything that happened, it happened for a reason. And of course it made me who I am today.
Yeah.
But there is certain things that I wish I knew, though, for sure. I think the first thing, really, talking about my brothers, I think the first thing that I wish I knew in my 20s is to listen to my brothers more. Yeah. Listen when they speak, just to listen and not over talk them. So they would be speaking Bible.
Yeah.
The full book at me, right? And it would be like full on gospel, and it will be exactly what I need. But I spend too much time talking over them instead of listening to what they were saying, because they had lived already.
Of course.
We've got quite a significant age gap. So they had really, really lived. And instead of like listening to them, I just like bypassed the things that they were saying. But now, forget about it. Like, I can't budge without calling one brother and saying, oh, by the way, what do you think this? Or what would you do in this situation? Like I said, I think most probably they're sick of me now, to be honest, calling every 2 minutes. But I wish I listened to them more, because they had definitely lived.
Yeah, 100%.
But I was too stuck in my what is it called?
I feel like we were all know it
In
all.
my own.
Let me figure it
Exactly.
out. Let me
Yeah.
figure it out on my own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that came a lot from being hyper independent from a young age.
Yes, of course.
So just because you're hyper independent doesn't mean that you know everything. So really you should like listen to what people are saying, take that in, and of course twist it around to how maybe you would have handled it, but take a little bit of that advice and like inject it into parts of your life. So yeah, I wish I had listened more and talked less.
Ooh, that's a good one. That is actually a good one.
No.
I wish I listened more and talked less too.
But here we
are. Still not listening and still not talking less. So we move.
Why would you say that? You think you still don't listen to people who and also actually, who are those people?
That is true.
To you, because to me it's my brothers.
That is true.
So who are those people to you?
I mean, I would guess for me, it would be my mom. I don't think my older siblings. Oh well, no. If I do ask them for advice, I will listen.
Yeah,
I will listen, and I will take it in.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I decide to act on the information that they've given me, that's another story. But I guess at the time when it's occurring, I'm listening.
Yeah.
But I'll get there. Maybe
you'll get there one day.
Maybe
we all will.
Maybe my mid-40s. I'll get there soon enough.
You're a mess.
I would say my biggest thing.
You need to get those. You need to get those sponsors to pay for therapy. God.
I am a child of therapy. What are you talking about? Let me follow up with my therapist.
Follow up with your therapist, girl.
I would say take risk, which I definitely did in my 20s.
That's what I was about to say.
But big but. Mm-hmm. Use common sense.
You're one of the...
It was God that has gotten me
where you are today,
to sitting on this sofa today. Because boy, common sense was not used at all in my 20s.
Give us an example.
Oh my God.
Yeah, give us an example.
Which one? There's so many.
I don't know. Just give one that was like, I don't know, that you will tell Lay when she's in her 20s and say, girl,
I'm hoping that I would never have to tell her not to do that, because I'm thinking that this younger generation, they got common sense. I think they got stranger danger on lock. Yeah. Growing up, we our parents always used to be like, don't accept candy from strangers.
No, of course. Exactly.
Have you ever had to say that? No, exactly.
Actually, no.
Exactly. Used to be like, watch out for the man in the white van.
Yeah.
Trying to give you candy or lure you in.
Or just the ice cream man. Just get your ice cream man and dash.
Yeah.
You don't do no eye contact, no nothing with
exactly.
The ice cream man.
But I've never felt the need to have those conversations. Because they're still out here.
Yeah, exactly. But why is that? Why do you think that we haven't had those conversations with Cam and Lay?
Maybe because we live in a generation now that
you should just be scared of everything.
5-year-olds have phones.
Yeah, they have one of those just
tracking devices on them.
Just be scared of everything.
Yeah, basically. Don't trust nobody.
Don't trust no one.
Don't trust
your uncles, your aunts,
anything.
Nobody,
yeah, exactly.
Nothing.
Too. Family
yeah,
too.
Exactly.
That was never law growing up. You respect.
Exactly. Don't even trust the police.
Yeah. So I think
don't trust no one.
I would say that is the difference.
Exactly.
Because definitely growing up, you
can't trust anybody.
It wasn't that. You would trust those closest to your family, and for some, those closest to the family were the ones doing the most harm.
Oh yeah, that's true actually. And it's how sad is that?
Yeah. And nowadays, as you said, law is you don't trust
You can't
anybody.
even trust law enforcement. There was bare articles about, those police officers that have been like working closely with schools and stuff like that, and that have ended up abusing their position and power by like abusing the minors, and
Mm,
having child pornography, and
of
and
course,
stuff
of
like that.
course.
So it's obviously not all of them, but the fact that this is all being exposed, it was never exposed back in the day.
No, even
Yeah.
I was talking about it with a friend as of recently. Even the amount of female teachers that are now being caught
It's
for
mad.
sleeping with their
It's
students.
mad. Talking about, oh, I'm like, these are children. How are you even looking at this child like that? It doesn't make any sense. And most of them, if not all of them, have got partners and are married at home.
It's crazy, crazy behavior.
It's nuts.
Crazy.
Some of them even get pregnant over these
Yeah,
children. It's nasty.
disgusting. So yeah, I would say use common sense. An example that I do have
Yeah,
is
go on.
everybody already keep a friend leash.
Keep a friend leash. Hashtag keep a friend leash.
Hashtag keep
If
a
you are
friend
watching
leash.
and you are Leash's friend, please hashtag in the comments.
I got lots of friends. Okay. So yeah, in my 20s, I would go out a lot by myself. Um, which I don't see anything wrong with.
No.
I love
Yeah,
going
yeah,
out to eat by myself. I'll go to bars by myself, things like that. And I remember one time I went out by myself and I would say there was a bar in Columbus Circle. I went out and I went for a drink
Where is this, in New York?
in New York City,
Yeah.
yeah. And I remember meeting a guy and we started talking. Super kosher. There was nothing sexual
Yeah, yeah,
happening at
involved.
all.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we are just talking. We were talking for ages, and we were talking about real estate. Hence, I don't even know why I was indulging in a conversation about real estate because at the time I didn't have two pennies to rub together. nonetheless,
No,
to think about
Bring me
nonetheless to
in.
think about buying a property.
No, bring me in, bro. Bring me in.
I had no money, so I don't know what was even going on there. But I remember him saying that, oh, I have a duplex, a co-op duplex on the Upper East Side, not far from here, overlooking Central Park.
Okay.
And I remember being like, wow,
Amazing.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
I bet the view is amazing. He
I
was
bet the view is amazing. That is very suggestive.
I guess. It is. Do you want to see?
Yeah, exactly. It's very suggestive because what's the end of that sentence?
I mean, you have a view overlooking Central Park. I'm sure it is a really
Oh, yeah,
nice
of
view.
course. Yeah, that's true.
One moment. So, yeah, do you want to check it out? And at that moment, I told myself, yeah, why not? Maybe also, I was drinking. He was buying drinks.
Okay. You're feeling nice.
I was feeling nice.
He was talking to you nice.
All common sense went out the window.
You're feeling nice, and he was talking to you nice.
I went to this guy's place with this
God.
guy that I don't know from Adam. He could have been Jeffrey Dahmer.
God of Israel. Jeffrey Dahmer, you're not his type.
Oh yeah, that's it. If I was Jeffrey Dahmer's type, he could have been. Or what is it? What did Jack the Ripper do?
There was the Night Stalker as well. Remember him?
Oh yeah, but no, he
Yeah.
was breaking into. He wasn't taking people out.
Was he not?
He was just breaking into their houses and
remember.
raping them.
Oh, dear.
Anyways, I could have been anybody that picks up chicks at a bar, lures them in.
Yeah.
I mean, but I mean, also too, do you wanna do that at your home? Oh well, yeah, he could have been the American Psycho.
There you
That's
go.
what American
Exactly,
Psycho used
yeah.
to do. Yeah. Well, I went to his house. The view was impeccable.
I'm sure.
It was on the top floor though, and there was no elevator, so we had to walk.
No way.
Yeah, I was not feeling
No,
that.
you sweating, breaking a sweat to go
I
up to
broke a
this
sweat.
stranger's house.
Yes, walked upstairs to the top. And nothing happened.
How long did you stay for?
It wasn't long at all.
Did you have another drink or no?
Yeah, he offered me a
You
drink.
see, he could have slipped anything
He could
into
have
that drink.
actually. He could have. He offered me another drink. And he walked me to the train station after.
Wow, what's a gentleman.
He was nice.
Ever heard from him again?
I never heard from him
Did you
again.
take his number?
Maybe he thought about it and he was like, fuck it. This may be too much work.
What do you mean by that? Why, he thought about killing you?
Probably.
And then he thought, oh, I can't be bothered.
Fuck it. Maybe he was like, this bitch talks too much.
Exactly.
Maybe he's just like, fuck
I
it.
can't be bothered. I need to pick someone else.
Yeah.
I thought maybe, actually, you know what? Sometimes that happens. They're like, okay, I think this was my type.
Yeah.
But then halfway through something you said
Probably
or something you did,
like,
then just gave him the ick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
probably.
then exactly.
Probably.
And he
Probably I
thought,
gave
you
him
know
the
what,
ick.
forget it.
Thank
Actually.
God for that, then.
Forget it, I'm not interested. She can live.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things. I've done a couple things, but I would say that's at the top of the list because I'm just like, what the fuck was that about?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That's a lot of risk.
Never spoke to him again.
No.
So probably I did give him the ick.
Yeah.
Or he was a serial killer.
Exactly. Did you take his number? Did he take yours?
I recall giving him my number.
Okay, he just didn't bother call. Yeah, you definitely gave him the ick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because even if it was kosher or whatever, you guys could have grabbed coffee or something.
Exactly. After
just
that,
build a friendship. Yeah.
He's a really nice guy.
Oh God. If you
not my type though.
You remember
not
her.
My type to be doing anything with. So if
but
I
he
gave
was just
you
a nice guy.
if I gave you the ick, you gave me the ick too. So, but I just mean
no, you gave me the ick too. Because you just realized you don't want to be begged.
Exactly.
You idiot. I can't deal with you.
Whatever. Yeah. I would definitely tell Layla, God, please do not watch your drink, especially because I hear people. I hear there was I actually saw it on one podcast where a group of friends went out and they the two girls. There's two friends in the group and they applied for the same job.
Okay.
And the friend got it. The other one didn't. And apparently because
I heard about her.
Yeah, apparently because the one that didn't get it got jealous and tried to poison her friend.
Crazy. And it's just a random drunk guy that
stopped her, from drinking
and say, don't drink that drink. And then her other friends were like, okay, cool. If you say you didn't do it, then drink that drink. And then, of course, she couldn't drink the drink. And it turns out it's because she was jealous, because people just keep around all types of nonsense. Do people not have discernment these days?
Apparently not.
But
my colleague at work told me I do.
You definitely do, because otherwise you wouldn't have gone to Mister's house if you didn't have discernment, because you'd have felt it or something. For sure. You'd have definitely had some kind of vibe to say, actually, no, I need to back off. Yeah. Now that you say, take risks, that was also actually on my list to say take risks, but not take risks with the stuff I was taking risks with.
So you need to use a bit of common sense too.
I definitely needed common sense. I think to take risks with things that would have helped me develop myself as an individual. So if I thought of an idea to maybe, let's say, start a business, I should have done it. If I thought of an idea of randomly traveling to a different country, I should have done it.
Yeah.
If I wanted to move out of London, I should have done it. It's just those things that I thought about in my 20s, but I just didn't think that they were possible for me. And it's such a shame, because there's a lot of things that, as a first generation immigrant, there's a lot of things that we're told are not possible for us.
Yeah.
Because we come here, in order to establish yourself, you need to stay here for this long. You need to just put your head down and do the work and stay quiet and stay under the radar. But for who? Who are you staying under the radar for?
Exactly.
Do the things that you want to do, take those risks, and use all of those opportunities that people give you, people in the workplace give you, your friends give you, your family give you. Just take those opportunities and run with them. Don't belittle yourself because of what you think that people are saying to you, to say, oh no, you shouldn't do this because you're this, you shouldn't do that because you're that. So yeah, I wish I'd taken more risks, really, in that aspect. Not really the risks I was taking of going into a Mercedes GT in the Blackwall Tunnel and standing up on the sunroof.
Yeah.
Those are not the risks I'm talking about. Probably not. To be honest, I can't even remember the guy's name. I said to you that I'd never heard from him again.
Yeah.
I think maybe he's in prison. if not, if not prison, you said he might be dead.
Yeah.
Either way,
one or the other. What was it? What was it? Live fast.
Live fast, die young.
Yeah.
One thing I did have is a time. Like I had a time. You know, there was, and funny enough, actually, there wasn't really any substance involved there. I wasn't really drinking, actually. I didn't drink until I was like 20, drink properly until I was like 22, 23.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just water and vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just living life to the very fullest. And it was very much live fast, die young though. Because never been scared to get older. By the way, I love getting older. I just feel like there's a sense of like auntie vibes that are coming through.
I'm the opposite.
Yeah, you're not so keen.
Oh man,
opposite. I love getting older.
I don't want to. That's actually on my list.
Really? So go on. What's that?
Do not grow up so fast. Like, do not be in a rush.
Slow down.
Do not be in a rush.
Why do we have the same thing? And we didn't even talk about this. I put down one of my things is slow down.
Wow, see? Yeah, no. That's 100% me.
I was like, I genuinely wish I had slowed down. Just like sat within myself and just chilled.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, I want this, I want to do this, to do that. It has to be now. It was just so, everything was just so rushed.
It was chaotic. I feel
So
like for me,
chaotic.
that's why I didn't follow through with a lot of the things that I was, especially projects that I was doing in my 20s.
You had so many ideas.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
My head wasn't in the game.
Yeah,
then.
you had so many ideas, so many brilliant ideas.
Yeah.
True.
So I feel definitely that would be one. I don't regret anything. My 20s,
yeah, of course. That's why I said
the best decade of my life. I 100% enjoyed my 20s. But yes, I do feel like I wish that I didn't put so much pressure on myself.
Yeah, that's true. Because I feel like with every project you felt like you had to succeed.
Exactly.
There was no room to maneuver to say, oh, actually, if this doesn't work, at least I enjoy it, and that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Because I like actually how they're pushing it. Well, the people that I know really are pushing that narrative of do what you love, do it brilliantly, and just focus on that, and everything else will come easily.
Exactly.
But when you're just pushing on something, even if you love it that much, and you keep on pushing and rushing and pushing and rushing, I needed to reach this, I needed to reach that goal and that goal. It won't work. Yeah. Even with this podcast, like even if there was one person watching this, I would still do it every week.
Yep. Yeah.
Because I'm actually doing this because I enjoy it.
Exactly.
And I'm not.
It's a creative outlet for me.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, at the moment, I don't feel the pressure. So it's kind of like, we're doing it on our time, but it's also giving me something that I know that, okay, I need to follow through with this.
True.
But the pressure is not really there to kind of follow through and execute it, because back in the day for me it was about rushing through, making sure I always had content to put out there, or making sure I was doing this event or that event or interviewing that person, and sometimes when you rush things and you put things out, it's the quality is not there. You can tell that it's been rushed. And also, it takes away from the love that you had for that thing in the first place.
Yeah, it takes
because
away.
Now it really feels like work.
It also takes away you building the relationships with those people that you're doing interviews with, because they just feel like they're the next in line.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. 100%.
Just don't rush it. Yeah, I put slow down as well too. Yeah, slow down. So kind of just slow down with everything, and don't think that you just have to do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. But yeah, that's one of those.
Yeah. Another one for me was self-care. Actually, self-care was not a thing for me in my 20s.
And is this the soft girl era type self care?
Yeah, so just I mean, I would go get my nails done and a pedicure done every now and then. And to be honest, I'm putting it out there. For me, getting your nails done is not self care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the fact of not being able to use my hands.
Oh yeah.
I can't even read a book
while you're there. Yeah, so for you that's
it's work for me. It's not self care at all. But going to going for facials, getting massages done, things like that. I wish I indulge more of taking care of myself in my 20s, and not just in that aspect, also mentally as well. I see a lot of people in their 20s now seeking out therapists and things like that. I wish I did that in my 20s. It probably would have navigated a lot of the decisions that I made in my life as well. So I think, yeah, self-care and be mentally as well as physically, I think that's something that I would have 100% did different. Staying in the gym.
Such a shame because we had the time.
Yeah, we did.
We had the time, but we just never made that priority because I don't know, we just didn't, right?
And it could have been.
Yeah, exactly.
I only did that. The only time I even thought about self-care was when I was on vacation. And I remember whenever I was on vacation and I had those moments, I remember how good it made me feel and how much I loved it. And it was just kind of like, why don't I
do this more often? Yeah, that's true, actually. I think the one time I had a facial when I was in my 20s, or actually maybe I was a little bit younger, is when my sister-in-law got me like one of those Demologica facial things, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Until this day, I still haven't gotten another one. It's crazy. And now I'm in my 30s. And she's the very first person that ever got me anything to do with self-care, and it's a shame that I never pursued it. But yeah, it's just a weird one considering we had all of the time in the world.
All the time. Now it's hard.
Now it's super hard. Yeah.
But then it was, exactly. Why not?
One of mine is stay out of relationships and date more. I was Miss D, stay in a relationship. And my relationships, I literally have had, they're not even a handful. It's...
If we recall, D has had friends.
Yeah, and I just why did I... And it was long term. I was so young.
Yeah.
There was no need for me to be with these ninjas for that long.
And especially, did you think that you were going to, when you were in these long-term relationships, did you see them going past your 20s?
That's how dumb I was. It's so dumb. These people could never match my energy now.
Yeah.
And they know that. Come on.
100%.
They know. And now, like I said, the relationships that I had, there's not many at all because I was in significant long-term relationships. One was 5 years and another, I think it was 5 years, and now I'm in 10 years. So 10, 11 or 12 years or whatever. Yeah. Exactly, yeah. And like I said, I had that in between 2 years or whatever where I just needed some space and did life and kind of sort of dated, but not really. But I wish I wasn't so stagnant in these relationships. They didn't build me up. We weren't building each other up. It was just nonsense. So early, so young. Why did I need to focus on putting my energy, my whole energy into these people? And then people will be like, okay, but it's cool because you're not giving whole energy. But at the same time, I should have just hoed.
That leads me into mine.
I should have hoed more.
One thing that I wish I knew
should have been for the streets
is that you can erase your wholeness.
Exactly.
You can erase it.
I should have been for the streets.
You can erase it.
And I just, I was just in these relationships. I'm like, why am I in these solid relationships at such a young age? Even now, I was having this conversation with my partner because I was saying to him, look at our kids. They could never be in right now, as when they get to the ages that we were, they could never be in the relationships that we were in. Why
Oh
would they
yeah,
be
of
wasting
course
their time
not.
doing all of that? They're going to be traveling, they're going to be
There's
bossing,
no time
they're
for
going to
that.
be banking, they're going to be doing all sorts. Why didn't we focus on doing those things instead of being in these long ass relationships for no reason whatsoever? And I think it's just that dumb mentality that comes from, oh, you should, you shouldn't be dating too much. I think from my culture, really, I wouldn't speak the whole culture, but for, it's like a traditional, what's it called, mentality to say you should just only be with with
With
the one
one
person,
person,
and
yeah.
that person you're gonna end up marrying. And even my partner said the same thing. He was like, his mentality was genuinely like, okay, you go to the UK, you meet someone, they become your wife, you have children, and you live the rest of your life together. But how? You're so young, it's not possible. That person is young, you're young, you come together, you just bring nonsense.
Yeah.
You have to reach an age where there's a certain stability that you people can come together and then like move forward into the whole marriage and I wouldn't obviously be the person that I am today meeting my partner now, of course.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be that same person. But yeah, I wish I dated more. I wish I went out more. I wish I gave other people opportunities to wine and dine me without necessarily, this is not saying, oh, I should have slept around with every Tom, Dick, and
Yeah,
Harry.
no,
It's
absolutely
just
not.
that, I should have just put myself out there a little bit more, because those ninjas were definitely cheating on me.
I was the queen of getting wine and dine.
Of course you were. Of course you Of course you were. I was definitely getting cheated on. So why was I sitting in my yard? Meanwhile, they were out here
They were
loving.
whining
Of
and
course,
dining.
they were whining and dining other people. Meanwhile, I was being stupid, thinking, "Oh, this is going to be my husband."
I don't
What
want
they're
people
gonna
to think
decide?
that I'm a hoe.
Exactly. I don't want people to think I was such a prude. There's no need, especially in this day and age now. Now that I know the things, you should not be a prude. You should be open to actual what they call dating.
Yes.
Not meeting someone and going into a relationship and then having a child or then getting married.
Yeah, no.
Just
No.
date.
Date. See what's out there.
Exactly.
Date.
Lori Harvey on them.
Yeah. Kiss a couple frogs before you find your prince. Don't don't end up with a prince that's really a frog because
don't end up with a prince
you
that's
didn't
really
take
a
your
frog.
time.
Exactly.
You just gave the first guy that you thought was
A chance, then you think there's a
yeah,
chance.
you're like, oh, this is the guy.
Yeah.
No.
One really non-serious one that I wish I did is I wish the things that I knew now, which is investing more in accessories and not ready to wear. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why I spend so much money on ready to wear. It's
That's actually
it's
a good
stupid.
one.
I should have invested all of my money in my accessories, my bags, and all of that stuff. I would have archived by now.
Yeah, you would actually. Yeah. But I mean, you also did think you were gonna have a daughter.
I did think I was gonna. I don't know who gave me that dumb idea. And then also, when did the switch happen? Because I genuinely thought I was even when I met you, I was like, I'm gonna have a daughter.
Maybe it was Layla.
I'm gonna give. Don't say that.
Layla, you see what you did? See what you did, Layla.
It's not possible because Layla wasn't even born when I was pregnant with Cam.
That is true.
Yeah.
But after Cam, you were
Because they're 6 months apart.
definitely no girls. You weren't checking for a girl after you had Camille.
Yeah, I can't. Having a girl is a complete no for me now. Complete no. And that 50-50 odd actually sickens me. I remember when that risk, especially when I was pregnant with the twins.
Oh my
Before
gosh.
I knew they were twins.
Oh yes, yeah,
Of course,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
just knew I was pregnant. And I was like, wow, if it's
Because when you found out they were identical, that means it would have been
there
two girls
you go. So if I
or
find
two boys.
2 girls or 2 boys. But like I said, that whole like discernment and just being connected type of situation.
You knew.
I knew they were not going to be girls.
You knew God wasn't going to do you dirty
no,
like that.
I knew he wasn't going to do me dirty. Because imagine if there's 2 Dions in this world. There's no need. Then there would have been 3 of us. There's genuinely no need. There's no need. 1 is more than enough. That's all the universe can take.
I thought I was ready for a boy, but
I think you are ready for a boy. It's just phase.
Absolutely
I think it's just a
not.
phase.
Well, get me
Yeah.
out of this phase because boy,
He
boy.
thinks the same of you, so it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Well, I
he's
mean,
a complete
hopefully
boy.
he's better when he's Layla's age.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think he's great now. You know that. I'm obsessed with him. He's obsessed with me too.
Yeah. Shout out to him.
So that's all that matters.
Shout out to that guy.
What you think really doesn't matter. What I think is what
Shout out
matters.
to that
Exactly. My little boo.
guy.
Yeah. But yeah, I genuinely thought I was gonna have a girl, so I think maybe that's why I bought all of that ready to wear. But ready to wear, even now, if you're listening and you're in your 20s, please invest in accessories, the bags, the belts, leather goods, basically, so that you can build up an archive, and at some point you're gonna have so much bank, it's ridiculous. I find now ready to wear is a waste of money because it's so trend driven now too. So really it's just like, unless you're just doing basics. I can do basics now. I do the basics, the t-shirts, the blah, blah, blah. I do all of that stuff, but like a full get up, there's very rarely whatever we're wearing, whatever the girls are wearing now are going to be archived when Lay and them are gonna be our age. I don't think any of it.
It will probably
It'll
reverse
spin
again.
yeah, exactly.
It'll spin the block.
I'm
indeed.
sure it will. Yeah.
I'm
sure it will. Is there anything else that you wish you knew?
Oh, I think my last one. I mean, it kind of ties into what you just said. Was make better financial decisions.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but again, I mean, what do you expect of somebody in their 20s? I definitely was really, 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 really bad with money in my 20s. And I would do it all over again.
Oh, for sure.
But maybe I wish I did it a little different. But I think that's definitely one gem that I would give to my kids is make better financial decisions. I mean, as someone that I work with, her daughter works for an investment banker or whatnot. So obviously she's young. She's straight out of school. She's in her early 20s and she's making crazy money, right? But she's given now her daughter the tools to make sure that
she puts her money
she puts her money aside. She's back at home now as well because she's like, you don't have to waste money on rent now. You could you could save your money, and when you leave home, you have your down payment already for your house.
Don't get any ideas, please, Camille.
Yeah, you have your Layla as well. You're
please, you're leaving the house. Thank you.
Out of here. However, if you want to stay, I will not.
We won't say no, but you'll be in the room with my bags.
It will be okay.
I'm not moving my bags for you to.
He's gonna have to stay in the
back
closet.
In. Exactly.
Basically.
I'm sorry.
You're gonna have to stay in your mom's walk-in wardrobe.
I'm not one of those moms that are gonna keep their room as a shrine. You know those moms that be like, oh, this is his
That's
room,
my mom,
and it's exactly the same as it was from when she was 13.
Well, my room is not the same. She's moved plenty of times, but she always makes sure there's a room there for me.
Yeah.
She's like, that's your room. I'm like, all right, thanks.
And those
girl.
bed sheets that I could recognize. Anyway.
Oh yeah, exactly. My bed sheets.
I love those bed sheets.
I would definitely tell my child to make better financial decisions than I did, especially when you're making
that much money.
Yeah, when you're making money. Yeah, I was making really good money, so I have nothing to show for it. So yeah, I would say definitely with that, make those better decisions.
Yeah, but I just don't think we had the tools to make those decisions though. No one ever taught us about, do this with your money and do this with your money. I don't think it was ever taught to us. It's something that we've learned as we've gotten older.
Exactly.
Because I always say, my broke is different to everyone's broke. Our broke is different to everyone's broke. When I say I'm broke, I'm not broke.
100%. Yeah.
But when we were in our 20s and we said we were broke,
we were broke.
We were broke.
We were broke. I don't even
now
know.
We're not broke.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so we can't. It's not the same type of broke. It's a different.
It's a different type of broke. Yeah, because even some of the things that I did do in my 20s, I do wonder how was I able to do that?
Yeah, it's what is it called? Young, Dumb, and Broke, isn't it? That's exactly.
But you still living that good life.
I know. I was definitely still whining and
Yeah,
dining
exactly.
myself.
Exactly.
While my man
Somehow.
was whining and dining somebody else.
Wow. Wow.
But
Back
yeah,
then I
there's some
kept a sugar daddy on speed dial.
I bet you did. I bet you did. Those are the type of decisions I should have been making. Just over here, just wasting all of these curves when I could have just
Wasting.
literally
What a
wasting them.
waste.
Wasting all of these curves that could have just been making bang. But yeah, I should have followed my peers. Meanwhile, I was doing prude.
Hiding your assets.
Hiding my assets.
Hiding them.
Hiding my assets, indeed.
Out here like Drake.
Oh, Drake is in. Oh my God, did you see that video? It's disgusting. Someone said he had a Brazilian.
He had a Brazilian.
Oh,
you know what?
Did you see the video?
I didn't see it.
Oh
I just heard it
God.
was long and skinny.
It was very long and skinny. Also, what was he doing in the mirror? It was just really random.
I didn't see the video.
I
have
saw
no
it
idea.
on Twitter. I'll show it to you.
Yes,
after
please.
this, because sometimes we've got an audience that's a bit younger. 0.4% of our audience is 13 to 17-year-olds.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Me too. So I don't want to say it or show anything untoward.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, absolutely
Code
not.
word.
Yeah, it reminds me of not the Drake thing, not Drake's.
A Drake situation.
Not Drake's panini. Reminds me of the video that I saw of that 26-year-old guy that goes viral about talking about stuff. I think he talks about restaurants. I don't know what he talks about, but anyway, he's viral. He's a viral type of video type guy, social media, on Instagram especially, and TikTok. But he was saying how millennials are looking better than Gen
Zs. Okay, yeah.
Because he was saying he's 26. Is he a Gen Z at 26?
Yeah.
So he's 26, but he looks significantly older than the millennials that he knows of. And I say this to you all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I see a picture of someone and I'm like, how old is this girl?
No, that is true.
And these girls are looking significantly older. And
even these young celebrities and things. When
yeah.
I find out, they just
How
turned
old they are.
25.
Yeah,
I
or
was
23.
like, what?
Or like those Latos and all of them girls.
Yeah.
I'm just like, how even the sexy reds, there's only a few that I'm like, okay, you look super young. Glorilla.
Oh yeah, she
Glorilla.
looks. She does look young.
She looks like her age. But especially the girls that have had work done, they're looking older.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they've just matured. And by older, I don't mean they've got wrinkles and stuff. They're just looking like people that are in their 30s, like our age mates.
Yeah.
Which is really odd. And of course, the people that are older than us are looking younger. Look at the Ashantis. Look at Monica. Monica looks amazing.
Monica looks so good.
Kelly Rowland. Come on, the girls that are in their 40s, they're doing bits.
They look great.
Yeah, they look
great.
absolutely. They look so happy too and content and all of that stuff. Yeah, all of these young girls are looking. Yeah,
it's the internet. It's the internet.
I think it's the internet. What's the internet going to do?
The internet is just moving everything at such a fast pace. Knowledge, and I don't even want to say knowledge because a lot of these philosophers are getting all of their content from TikTok.
Okay.
But, everything is being thrown at you left and right, and you think you know it all, and everything's moving so fast, you're trying to keep up with the Joneses. I think it's just so, if you think about it, our generation and, what is the generation above us called?
Oh, God.
I was just looking at them the other day, too.
I don't know. I forgot. Just Google it quick.
The millennials and the generations above us, are they Generation X?
Isn't Generation...
Yeah, Generation
Generation
X.
X.
So millennials and Generation X, they didn't really have the internet. Millennials had the boom of the internet and all of that stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
And Generation X, they didn't have that.
No.
Gen
Everything
Zs,
that happened was not recorded. No one saw it.
Exactly. So, remember, all of our home videos are on VHS tapes.
Yeah, that's true. I've got a tape from back home. Just random tapes.
See?
Just everywhere. I need to give it to my brother, actually. That reminds me.
So I think that is why they are.
They're just looking significantly older, and it just don't make no sense. These girls are like,
They
oh,
need to slow
happy
down.
25th birthday to me
They need to
in
slow
Cancun
down.
with my girls. I'm like, 25?
Exactly. And
25?
and the makeup as well. It's
Girl,
just,
you look about.
however, I'm not gonna lie. There were a couple pictures that I have seen of me in my early 20s, and I did feel like I did look old.
No, I looked older then. I look younger. I look like well, I hope so. Put it in the comments. But I feel like you said, there's a couple pictures that I definitely in my 20s, I looked like I was in my 30s. And even if anyone would ask me, remember, I used to tell you this, when I was, let's say, when I was 22, I'll tell people I was 26. And then when I was 26, I'll tell people I was 30.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I mean, I would do that to lie, because obviously we know in America it's 21 and up. So I did that to lie to get into clubs and stuff like that.
I just used to think that it was cooler to be older. So I used to just tell people that I'm older.
You know, you don't need to grow up so fast. Slow
exactly,
down.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I used to just say, oh, yeah. So when I was like 22, I'll be like, I'm 26. And then even now, some days, I have to be reminded of my age. I actually forget.
You lied so much.
I honestly.
Wait a minute. How old am I really?
Honestly, I forget all the time. I'm like, oh, and I always put a year or 2 years above what I'm actually am. I don't know why. I don't know why I want to be old.
Daddy. He's like, you're so fucking annoying.
Honestly, I don't know.
I'm like, damn, you 50 already?
The poor guy. My baby daddy could be 50, could be 70, could be 80. Only Lord knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. I even said to him the other day, you got a birth certificate? He said, a birth certificate? I said, have you seen your birth certificate? He said, you can go to local government and you can try and get it. I said, so how do you get like your passport if you don't have like your birth certificate?
Yeah.
How do you know who your daddy is and who your
exactly
mom, like it has to be officialized somehow, or do people just say that's your daddy, that's your mom, and that's it? He's like, yeah, I'm sure one exists, but it's not really like mandatory. I said, it's not mandatory to have a birth certificate? I'm so confused. Please, it's just like let us Nigerians, please. What are we doing here? How are you saying that?
Birth certificates?
How are you saying birth certificates are not mandatory? So, or is he just talking nonsense?
They're like, off you go.
Exactly. I said,
take your baby and leave.
I said, so
congratulations.
In hospitals, aren't you told? Like, he's like, oh, I don't know, but I'm sure there's like, if you go, like, he was genuinely saying that I'm sure if you go to the local government. I said, so because how are you going to prove your identity really when you go and apply for something? And how do you?
That is true.
Yeah. It just doesn't make any sense.
But I guess maybe it's the same. Maybe it's the same aspects that you as here. You have a baby, you need to go register the birth within 30 days. If you don't register the birth in 30 days, then
yeah, it is what it is.
You're a citizen of the globe.
Oh, citizen of the globe, indeed. Shout out Yasin. Did you see his skirt he was wearing?
Hey, boo.
You're an idiot.
You could do no wrong in my eyes. Please, you don't know my name.
Someone said in the comments, most definitely not. I was screaming. You know what's crazy? It doesn't, because I've more or less grown up in Europe. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
the whole skirt thing.
Sure, well, I mean,
because it's not
Thugger ain't make you guys feel comfortable yet.
Exactly.
Free young Thug.
Yeah, free young Thug. And the whole YSL crew. Not all of it. The ones who just didn't do anything. Not
the ones that just didn't do anything.
And
innocent until proven guilty.
Not just Thug. ASAP. Everyone. I think it just
is ASAP in jail? I thought
ASAP wears skirts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Riri's baby daddy.
Not really. I don't really like him. But that's another story for a different day. That's not about who am I. He don't even know I exist, so I'm sure he does not care. But yeah, it actually doesn't bother me because they have the trousers underneath, and it's more like a fashion statement than anything.
It is,
especially when
I loved when Usher wore that
The
kilt
kilt.
in freaking
He
Paris.
looked amazing.
That is the best I've ever
Exactly.
seen Usher.
He looked amazing. And also, I'm so used to the guys here wearing KTZ,
Exactly.
Rick Owens, and that sometimes involves a little skirt.
But I like Scottish men. Holla Scottish men. Holla.
But he might be Scottish, the one that's in the DMs. He looks Scottish too.
He ain't Scottish. Stop it.
His heritage could be
He's
Scottish.
not Scottish.
You're not
Scottish. I want the Scottish guys 6 foot and up.
The way it's so funny the way you say
feel
Scottish.
me? Scottish. Scottish. From Glasgow.
No, from where?
From Glasgow. From Glasgow.
Oh gosh. Oh,
I'm joking.
Oh, so you don't want no Glasgows?
Yes, I do. But shout out to my baby daddy.
That poor man. He's sick and tired. Does he have a birth certificate?
Probably not.
Ask him, please.
I don't know.
I'll let you know. We'll let you guys know.
Okay, we'll
next
follow
week.
up.
Exactly.
I'll find out.
Find out if he has one. Because I asked him, it was so foreign to him. He said, birth certificate. I said, yeah, birth certificate.
I'll ask him.
He said, I don't know. I said, how can you not know if you've got a birth certificate or not?
He's like, what are you talking about? We don't do paperwork.
Exactly.
Around these parts.
We don't do paperwork around these parts.
Oh,
it's so
my
funny.
gosh.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, all the things that we've that I wish I knew, I'm then gonna pass on to Cam. We'll see if he'll listen. And the of course and the twins as well.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm hoping the twins listen to Cam.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my hope as well. And I hope Cam listens to Lay and Lay listens to Cam. And then it's just like a merry-go-round. Yeah. Even if they don't listen to us.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they listen to each other.
Exactly.
Their own little tribe.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I had like a growing up tribe. Because no one was really my age. Everyone was older.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
I did.
Yeah, you sure
Yeah,
did.
I did.
Yeah,
We-
you had
we-
a growing
we
up
all-
tribe. But everyone went through their own
everybody
parts.
went through all their own different paths, and it's funny because even though we all ended up in different parts of the world, we still kind of had, the same similar kind of experiences.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's very true.
Which helped me get through a lot of the things I was going through, and I hope it was the same for them, vice versa. So,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it is important to definitely hone in on that circle of people that you have.
You.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change anything in the world though. I still think that my 20s were an absolute blast. I wouldn't have met my current partner because I met him in my 20s. Although I told him I was 30. I was 30 from 26 till 30. I was 30. There was no in between.
No questions asked.
There was no 27, no 28, no 29.
Like,
it was just like as soon as I turned 26, I was 30.
You were 30.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's a good thing. And, also the thing that I'm going to say one thing that I was happy about is that I'm happy I didn't have any children in my 20s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I agree with
that.
Very,
very happy I didn't have any children
with that.
in my 20s.
Wow.
I really, had that time alone.
Yeah.
And that's good because that feeds me now.
Yeah.
I don't long for anything.
No.
Yeah.
To each his own again. If you want to have babies in your 20s, go for it.
I wouldn't recommend to my children.
But yeah.
More power to you indeed.
More power to you.
But I'm so happy I didn't because like I said, it does feed me now and I feel like there's no void. I don't feel like I should be going out now instead of being with my kids,
because
and I
you
should
got
be
to,
doing this and I should be doing
enjoy
that.
yourself.
I got to, exactly.
Yeah.
I really
so you don't feel like you're missing out on anything because you were there already.
Not at all.
You had your time.
Yeah, I sure did.
You had your time, girl.
The people who had the time with me. Shout out to you.
Enjoy months.
Exactly. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week. It's been a time.
It's been a time.
Yeah.
I'm Lish.
I'm D.
This is Allow It.
Allow It.